Leo, how you doing? Welcome to your weekly Astroflower reading here. Going from the 15th to the 27th, no, 27th, 21st of July, coming into your birthday season. We're right on the cusp. This is the brand new year for you. Your energy will usually come back into your life a week after the your birthday. Usually it's roughly around about that. It's a little bit like your winter equinox, when the energy is the lowest in autumn period, regardless of whether the northern southern hemisphere. On the not equinox, solstice, sorry, on the winter solstice. On the winter solstice, when it comes back, that's when the energy really starts. It comes back, it doubles in size. And we have the same thing. So as you go through your birthday, it's like going through the winter solstice, and the energy will start coming back. And that's when you can really start pushing your plans forward. And you will be right on the cusp. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on with this reading here. Overall energies here, karmic message on your relationship side, karmic message on your financial side, influence on the universe, influence on past self, future self, and the general message or the lesson to be learned out of this coming week. Let's just see what's going on for you at the moment. Let me just bring the chair in a little bit. Okay. Leo. What's going on for Leo here? There is a bit of a sensation of, at the starting blocks, it's as like you can notice it in everything that's happening around you, in conversations, in what people are doing, how, cars driving by. You just feel that you're on the cusp of something happening. Yeah, patience. And you usually have to be patient in the autumn period. But this is where you can turn things into productivity. This is where you've come from that sun, you've come from your happiness, and this is what you've had over the past year. And recognizing the happiness over the past year, you get to this moment where you do a lot of assessment according to you, according to your emotions and so forth. And this is where the energies, the overall energies, the general energies are just trying to help you to tie up the last loose ends. So when you look at the past year, you say, I didn't like that. I don't want to do that again. Or I love that. I want to do more of that. And I actually want to start that as well. And I want to have this experience in love and everything like that. This is this last week where you can really start putting all those little things into your manifestation box, as it were. Okay, let's just see what's going on in your relationship side. The universe is playing, the universal energy is playing beautifully with the general energy here. And I think this is where it's trying to get you a lot of clarity this week more than anything else. Your future, your karmic path is sort of going between your past and your future. And I think this is where, she's pouring water from one cup to the other. And this is where she's really umming things up in a way for her future. She's realizing a lot of things within her. And I think this is where the karmic message is really playing into that, between the past and the future. And the past playing into this as well. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of sort of like observation and seeing what's going on in your relationships, where it can be sort of developed and improved, and where you can also sort of like curtail things that are really not good for you. And in your future, it's certainly very solid. If you do have a plan for you, what experiences you want to make or have emotionally in the coming year, it plays very solid for that. In other words, it's going to provide for you physical opportunities for you to have those experiences. And this is, at the moment, this week here is the last week for some of you. If your birthday is at the end of the Leo season, you've still got 3 or 4 weeks to things over and look at things. But this is really going into the crux of it. What's the lesson for this week? Foreplanned, forearmed. Is that what the phrase is? Foreplanned, forearmed. It's like in advance, because you're putting in a plan here. There's greater chance of you having success. So, yeah, so the karmic path here is, as I say, it's pointing between the past and the future, and it's sort of saying there is a lot of possibilities within your life in regards to relationships and emotions and so forth. And the universe is bringing this in here with the Temperance card, and you get the Nine of Wands. It's providing those healthy boundaries. Is like it's like coincidences that are happening around you to remind you what you don't want to go back to. And I think that's how the universe is really helping out for you here. As I said, look, sunshine. You've come from the sunshine. I said that on the Temperance card. You've come from the sunshine. You've come from a great place. I think you've had a good year, actually, Leo, to be honest. And looking at all the other signs, I think you've done incredibly well. You've actually self-empowered a lot, which has been absolutely brilliant. And you've shined a lot in your life. And I think there's a lot of happiness in your past that you can build on going through to the future. And now it's learning about, and this is what the future is all about, very solid. It's learning about how you wield your joyful passions in life. It's almost like childish passions, like looking at life with a child's eye, sort of without judgment, without without preconditioning more than anything. That's what I think. So therefore you can really sort of try things out and kind of go, oh yeah, look, I got passionate, I put a bit of passion in that aspect of my relationships and my emotions, and that's the result I got. And that's what the first sort of month is about as well, is after your birthday, is really sort of like playing through that, experimenting to see how your plan sort of like sits out, and then you get the moon here. Pre-warned is pre-armed. Is that what it is? Pre-warned and pre-armed? That's not, it doesn't fit right with me. I want more sort of pre-planned, more, pre-planned manifestation, as it were. And I think here is what it's sort of saying. There is a bit of a case to be said for sort of like all the best plans go to waste, as it were. You know what I mean? So although you're planning for the future, this is where I think you've got to experiment. And you've got to realize that you need to leave space within that planning, because you can't mitigate or compensate for everything and everyone that is around you. So you've got to stick to your guns, but at the same time, with your passions, and play with life and allow that bit of space to come in, so you can really sort of so you can adapt to the situation within relationships. And some of it's going to be quite surprising for you more than anything else. Let's just see what's going on your financial side, shall we? On the karmic message here, this is playing more towards the future and the decision. So your future on decision or lesson that you're learning out of this week, your future will be determined by what you gather out of this week and how you use it to your best ability, basically. The universe is also playing into that Temperance card, so there is still a bit of umming and ahhing going over what sort of projects or business, how you want to develop them, how you want to develop your projects. And it could be personal projects like buying a property, or just starting on a career of paintings when you eventually end up doing an exposition, or doing photography or something like that. That seems to be like, there's a lot of things going on there from that side. On the past, well, this is really solid. I think basically it seems to be it's good for you to have an attitude to sort of say, don't look at what I say, look at what I do, sort of thing, and it will sort of kind of go, look, I did that and we got those results, And I think this is where your past is actually backing you up loads. And your future looks really good, very pointed, almost like an obelisk in a way. So it's got this solidness about it. But it's really pointing your energy in one particular direction. And what's the general lesson for this week here? Don't waste your time on people who are jealous, basically. That's what it seems to be. On your karmic message here, you get the Nine of Swords. As I said, you know, it is going forward. It will depend upon the decisions you make and stuff like that. If you do concentrate on people who are, you know, who are trying to bring you down, slow you up, stop you from getting your own success, you're probably going to get a lot of stress and strains. I think you need to deal with that by literally going after your pathway. And I think this is where your karmic path comes into play. To get rid of that Nine of Swords, you need to be a little bit more sort of solid and focused on your goals more than anything else. There is, as I say, there is an opportunity coming in the future. And obviously the universe is bringing that in and helping you to size it up and see all angles of this opportunity with the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles there from the universe. And it is a one direction. It is one thing. It's really playing into that in a really strong way. In the past, it's like sort of like don't waste your time on dreamers. And I think the dreamers there will be those people who will be you know, not out for your best interests. You know, in your past, you might have been very sort of flattering towards dreamers and people who are sort of like got very lofty ideas but not really doing anything. You know, it's more sort of like they talk a lot but they don't do a lot sort of scenario here. And I think you know, there's something in the past there that you were connected to these people, and I think this is where you need to be a little bit more laser focused. And it's not to sort of say that these sort of people you just throw out, as it were. It's not at all that. It's as if you get laser focused and you get on your pathway, all of a sudden it will give those people around you a real direction, and they will get behind you so you can get even more success out of life. And in the future, planning, as I said, it's planning according to that message. According to that message of, you know, the lesson or the learning that's coming out of this week here. If you can really sort of like don't suffer fools gladly, I think here you can really plan for a very good future, which is concerned by that Ace of Pentacles. And look at that. Yeah, you need to unify something here. And I think you need to unify with that. That's what you're doing. You've got a plan here in your future that needs to be enacted according to this goal here. And this week here is, you know, don't get involved in people who are destructive to you. Join your forces together with yourself or with a company that is really looking forward and being very active, or this job opportunity that's being offered to you, or just within your business and your projects, whatever it is, just getting a real sort of fix on your focus and being very, very solid about it. They're also sort of things that, there is one other thing. It's like, it's almost as if, like, I'm getting another thing off the Page of Cups, so like, you know, just bear with me for a second there. With the universe, you get this offering coming into you, right? And it may well be an offering that in the past seemed really impossible. And now it's becoming possible. And that's where you're obviously connecting with someone, something, getting a loan or whatever it is, in order for you to actually enact that plan going forward. And I think that's what's it's gonna say goodbye to all the stress and strains. Just don't and ah too much, basically. Go after your pathway. Let's just see what the light seers say. Yeah, this Temperance card, turning negative into positive, is another version of this as well. With that, you get the Queen, of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very, very sure about her future. Just look at that wry smile she's got on her face. It's absolute. I love this card. Well, it is a Capricorn card, and I am a Capricorn, so I would love it. But she's been sat at the Tree of Knowledge. She knows when the Tree of Knowledge has a season of bearing fruit. So she doesn't have to go anywhere. She's very happy where she is. You know, she's just part of that knowledge as well, that understanding. And this umming and ahhing of things is good, but you do need to be sure about the direction that you're taking. With the Nine of Cups, you get the Three of Cups. Yeah, there's a lot of social stuff. As I said, it's playing up here between the past and the future. And there's a lot of possibilities coming into your life, connecting you with lots of other people, very joyous times in the future. If you engage in this sort of pathway of exploring your passions and really living your life fully. And the moment you start doing that, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to come around you. Yeah, the listen to the universe, listen to the coincidences around you. That's going to give you those healthy boundaries where you take that one wand and you go off on your journey, like that Page of Wands has got there, or the Two of Wands has got there. He's holding on to one wand. And I think that's what it's all about, is going off on your journey. And that means just freeing yourself up a bit. So you're not carrying the world upon your shoulders, because you may find it may snuff out your passions, your fire in your life. And with that Page of Wands, I think you know happiness within you. I think you know what makes you happy. Obviously in the past, look at that. With the Sun card, you get the Two of Cups. I think within your relationships, you know which relationships make you feel good. And this is now a case of kind of going, okay, so how do we take it to the next level? And this is where you need to be open a little bit as you explore through your passions. This is where you get the Nine of Swords again. You got it down on your karmic path on your relationship side. Now that's that energy that's flowing through here. As that energy flows through, you've got Taurus that comes, Virgo that comes through this section here, and Libra that comes through this section here. And I think this is where you can have that fire within you, which is on the outside of you, which is stimulating, mentally stimulating, which creates that sort of childlike sort of passion within you. Yes, it's going to create a little bit of instability because there's a lot of fire and air going on. You know, it's a lot of movement. But if you combine that earth that's at the top of that section there, that's when you can really start sort of like moving into things that are a lot more productive. And that's when you start moving into those opportunities there, and you can let go of all the woes and worries from the past. Yeah, that's 3 9s you've got on this side of the table here. 1 9 on this side of the table. 9 is a beautiful number. It's the kingpin of all numbers. You know, 1 times 9 is 9, 2 times 9 is 18, that's 9, 3 times 9 is 27, that's 9. 9 is the kingpin, so it's a real sort of like revelation for you. Totally, you being you, just go ahead and you be you. Explore that whole genius part of that energy that you have in you, that real passionate energy that you have in you, to really own it, to be the you know, going off on a pathway, as I said, with the 9 of Wands and that 1 1 there. The King of Wands there is carrying that wand, but he's also got the lion behind him. Therefore, he's letting go of all those doubts. And I think the more you play with your passions, the more you're going to let go of any doubts you have in regards to any relationships. And that ties a little bit in with the Moon card there. It's allowing that to... allowing those doubts to be, you know, put to one side, because you're enacting what you wish to live in the way or experience in relationships and emotions in the coming year. Once you start activating it, it's going to provide a lot for you. Let's see what's going on the financial side. Oh, look at that. With the 9 of Swords, you get the 9 of Cups. This is really good. This is an opportunity. As I said, on here, turning negative into positive. And this seems to be more so on this financial side. And I will say, when plans kick in, it's much easier to kick plans in after your birthday on the physicals front. They will kick in a lot quicker than the emotional side of life. It's just the way it goes, of what I've observed with energies and so forth. And this is where you got a real good opportunity to say goodbye to any doubts and, you know, stress and strains in the workspace or in the material life, so you can actually open up to great opportunities, which is that Ace of Pentacles. And there you get the King of Pentacles, and that goes in line with the Queen of Pentacles, who's in the middle, and the overall energies here, because I said it was playing into there. And there's obviously some sort of, this offering here is, it's an offering made in heaven for, an offer made in heaven to give you absolute abundance and security. And it's something you can really count on going forward. And it might have, in the past, might have seemed like an illusion, or you had people around you who was, you know, sort of like fed you illusions so you couldn't do it. Whatever it is, yeah, in the past, you're saying goodbye to the illusion, and now you're saying hello to the mission in your life. And it's making things that seemed impossible in the past become possible. And that's all about following that plan of action. Once you get that plan of action going, you're going to get the good results. And with the 7 of Cups, now the 7 for me is the revelation numbers. It's revealing to you the truth. As it reveals to you the truth, it reveals the evident path that you should be going down. Now on this cups here, there's loads of different cups here. There's snakes, dragons, clouds, you know, bats. There's loads of things going on there. There's ladders. There's lots of opportunities for you. But there's only one opportunity that's giving you the good stuff. And that's that. So this is what's coming in from the universe in the way of coincidences. And it's basically, with sticking to the plan, makes it blatantly obvious for you where you should be going and what you should be doing. I think it really does bode incredibly well for you. But there's this combination with another person that you need to do. Yeah. If you've been umming and ahhing about accepting a job or a contract or some form of connection with another entity or person in regards to business, in the way of you know, in the way of your business or project, I wouldn't hesitate too long here. I would seize the opportunity, and if it's very solid, it's a definite yes. And it will give you that sensation of your career path or your business or your projects will really start moving on with some good speed here, because that's what the mission is all about. And moving on to the mission will just be absolutely beautiful for you. There you go, Leo. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for all the support you give for this channel through the YouTube system. It's very much appreciated. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.